Welcome to Rich Conversations. This is another session of our weekly guided reflections where we just take 40 to 50 minutes out of our time, out of our lives, to think more intentionally about our lives. And what we're going to do is just do some breathing exercises and then just pose simple question to ourselves to get us to think more about our life and our habits and how we approach things so that moving forward, we can have more velocity towards what we want to be doing. So why don't we take, like usual, 5 minutes and just breathe. You with me? So we're going to set a timer here. 5 minutes. Go. We're just breathing in, breathing out. If thoughts come up, which they probably will, just swipe left. All right, so that was 5 minutes. Just breathing. How do we feel? How do we feel? Why don't we start with that? First question. How are we feeling? Take notes of how we feel physically and mentally. Like, take the time to just be in your body. What are you feeling? What's on your mind now? How did the breathing feel? Feel good? Oh man, it always feels good to breathe. Yeah, what's going on? Like, just kind of use this time, this question, to just check in. Check in with yourself, kind of your body and your state. Where are we right now? How are we right now? Cheers. I'm in Wisconsin right now. This is the Wisconsin office, aka my old childhood bedroom that I converted into an office. So now when I come up from Chicago, I have a dedicated space to just work out of, do my thing. I've always loved this room, where I'm right by an open window. You can hear nature. It just rained. So I feel like there's a lot of activity in nature because of that. You know, worms come to the surface. So then, because they're flooded out of the ground, and then, you know, birds, you know, they're on the ground trying to get the worms. And so it's this whole kind of dance within nature. But yeah, unfortunately it rained. So I'm up because every year during the spring, I come up and help on the farm during planting season. And the whole month of May, we've been just like rained out, right? You can't go into the field when it's too muddy, because then you get stuck and it causes a whole bunch of problems. So you have to wait for the soil to be dry, but it'll be like, we'll have a thunderstorm and then be sunny for the next 4 days and then another rain. And it's been like that all month. So we're coming up here late May and we haven't been in the fields yet. So I keep coming up, you know, twice a week, not twice a week, I don't know, sporadically, just kind of hanging out, you know, hey, we're going to go in, we're going to go out, you know. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to get in the fields. So I'm here, and hence I'm in the office here. The second question, what are we grateful for? Yeah, there's so many things to be grateful for. Family, especially. Time and family. I had conversations with a lot of different people, and something I notice with really successful people is that their highest values are time and family. You don't get time back, right? And family is the closest to you, where you have different personalities, different people and skill sets, but what bonds you together is you're together. Your family. So I notice a lot of patterns that way. So definitely grateful for that. I'm drinking some espresso. I use a mocha pot when I'm in Wisconsin. So I have a mocha pot espresso. My family has seen me drink coffee in all these different ways, starting with like auto drip to Chemex to French press, and now recently it's espresso. And I have an espresso machine in Chicago, but here I have this mocha pot that I took from the kitchen at the bar I work at, the Lincoln Station. Because it's just been there for 10 years. So this mocha pot is more traditional. It's just like a metal thing. You put water in it, then you have like a second piece, which you put the espresso grounds, and then you boil it on the stove and it comes up, and then you have your espresso. But my family doesn't drink alcohol. And I was like, I'm really into not drinking out of coffee mugs or like big glasses for the aesthetic. So I'm like, we gotta have something around here. And I found all these glasses in a cabinet up at the top from their wedding, or like a wedding gift. So there's all these wine glasses and this like little one. I don't know what this is. My dad actually just asked, and I thought it was like for desserts. Like it's one of those like cognac or after dessert, after your meal kind of thing. Which is more prevalent in, I think, like Europe and that kind of culture where you have kind of liqueurs, right? Like it's not wine, it's not beer, it's not like a mixed drink, it's like a liqueur. Like I'm a big fan of Grand Marnier from Paris. It's like an orange liqueur. And I just drink it neat. So that would go in something like this. But it makes me feel more inspired when I'm up here in Wisconsin drinking espresso in my office. We have a Beatles artwork, a whiteboard. We have some stuff over here, my Green Bay Packers. What is this? Stock. My stock right there. Some art I made. Family photo. Giannis plaque. Yeah. But yeah, what are we grateful for? All right, next question. Think of something. Well, let me share an example. So I'm coming up, and we're trying to get seeds planted on the farm, but it's been raining on and off, and we can't get in the fields. So it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's something that cannot be controlled, right? Just have to make the most of it and be positive and be ready. Just keep being prepared, right? So what's something you've experienced in your life where, something out of your control just kept going out of the way or the direction that you desired, how did you handle that? And what's something coming up that you could foresee, circumstances outside of your control disrupting your hopeful plans, right? And then how can you prepare for that? Very charming, right? It's espresso glasses. I got another one here too. Yeah, so what's something we're about to experience where circumstances outside of our own control could potentially disrupt it? How can we be and stay prepared for it? Yeah, I have this rolly chair. I hate these. Not enough to change the office yet, but I just don't like it. It's too new agey. I just like an old wooden chair and wooden desk. But when I redesigned this room to be an office, I have this very, like opaque glass L-shaped desk to fit into the corner. This is the corner of the room. My aesthetic tastes were different at the time. There's a little too much black in this room. I'm more of a brown accent kind of guy. Yeah, my table and desk in Chicago are just brown. Both vintage. More into the vintage look rather than the sleek swivel chair kind of thing. I just want something very simple and functional, and in the color scheme that I want. Let's take a moment and just think a little bit more about your preferred aesthetic, your preferred kind of color schemes, what you like to wear and what you wear and how you decorate. You may not have thought about it before. You may think about it a lot. I don't know. But let's just take a moment to reflect on that, because it's revealing about us, but also it can help guide us to be more intentional and more specific, especially with our consumption. If we're more specific in what we prefer, what we want, we'll consume less overall, and it will reduce our spending in a way. Think about it too, dating-wise. A lot of stuff with dating comes up recently. If you know what you want, it's a lot less stressful. Where if you don't know what you want, or like, or prefer, then there's all these options. And then it becomes harder, right? And it eats up more of your time. Like we were saying earlier, time you can't get back. So it's highly valuable. So you don't want to just willy-nilly just giving out your time everywhere. Just right, be specific, precise. So, so either take the time to write about your aesthetics and colors, or, if it's more helpful to think about dating and the type of person you're looking for and the qualities and characteristics, then write about that. The sun is coming out. Love it. The swivel chairs are fun, though. What I don't like, too, is it's hard to sit up straight, It's always lean back. A little too casual. A little too much for the contemporary, comfortable American. Hurt my back on this 2 months ago. Because it's so lean back. I don't know. Something happened. My lower back got messed up for a few days. These swivel chairs are dangerous, They can look cool, though, too. Yeah, so take a little bit more time writing about your preferred aesthetics, color scheme, colors with clothing, style, decorating our living spaces, or, dating and your preferred characteristics in a partner. Nature is so distracting. When you're inside, you just want to be outside. Just looking at the trees and the leaves move. Leaves moving in the wind. It's like in school, when you're inside and it's springtime, the weather's really nice, and you're just staring outside the window in your classroom. That inspires our next question. What's something something small, a feeling, a moment you'd experience throughout childhood that's unforgettable to you in a way. Something small like that, where you're in the classroom, it's a beautiful day in the spring, summer break is almost coming up, and you have that angst, you just want to be outside. What's something like that for you that you haven't thought about in childhood, or you haven't thought about in years? But you remember it being significant, it being a feeling that moved you, you know? So what's like a feeling evoked in childhood that moved you? Like what was that like? What was going on? Set the scene for us. Yeah, what's a similar feeling to that? It's like these swivel chairs. When you have like a big idea on your brain, and you're reflecting, you can lean back like that. Let me think. My chairs in Chicago, I got, I think they're 2 dining room table chairs. They're massive, they're huge, and they're so heavy. So I have one in my table in my living room, and then one at my desk in my bedroom. And I got them each for $5. My desk I got for free. It was a friend's. She was moving, and she didn't want to throw it out or, figure it out. She wanted someone to appreciate it. So I had a car. I had a car at the time. And I moved the seats. We put this desk in. And I'm driving like this. It's like right on top of me. I just have to go like 1 mile. Probably like 3/4 of a mile, a half mile. It wasn't far, but it was funny. It's cool. It's a cool desk. Very vintagey. I like vintage stuff. When it's not priced as like nice vintage stuff, you know? You got to get to it before it goes to the like boutique-y resale antique place. Then they charge you way more than what new stuff costs. That's part of the fun in life, is finding gems. Like just finding gems, and things become gems because you know what you like, you know what you want, and so you're able to go around in life and find those things. And it's like a treasure hunt. So what's something to you that you would consider a gem, right? Like it's especially valuable to you and you find meaning in it. What's something like that for you? You know, something that creates that treasure hunt feeling when you find it. Something that this office is missing is a plant, like a big plant, or many plants. Put one right there. I used to back in like 2012. I have a nice fake plant in my Chicago apartment. It's like less than $40 on Amazon. Really great fake plant. Really, really proud to own it. Gosh, my live plants I can't keep alive. That's something I'm looking for in a partner. Someone who can keep plants alive. Someone who has demonstrated the ability, the capacity to keep plants alive. Plants really bring out a space. Right now, the space... just not, it's too echoey, there's nothing wrong with simplicity. In fact, it probably is better that way, but you don't want it to feel stale as well. And plants really bring a space to life. I don't spend too much time in this particular office. Yeah, what's a treasure for you? Next question. Let's think about a specific person in our lives. Just one. Just pick one person who you care about. What is something we can do for them? We got a truck hauling a skid loader on a trailer. So let's think of someone specific in our lives that we care about. Now, what's something specific we can do, an action we can take for them that will help them? It could be something like baking their favorite meal or food and giving it to them. It could be offering to babysit for them. It could be taking them out to dinner or to the movies. Do people still go to the movies? Could be to a concert, sporting event, or just simply spending time with that specific person. Yeah, what's something you can do to help them? Something you can do to show you love them. An action to show you love them. How about that? Yeah, it's interesting being up here in Wisconsin. It's like I'm like on call. As soon as the fields get dry, let's go. I'm gonna hop out of the tractor and just ride. And so it's been for the last month just kind of going back and forth of both physically and mentally of the things we're working on. So then not in the field or not up in Wisconsin, we're working on our writing and recording and computer stuff. And while we're here, we can still do that, but not quite as at the level we can in Chicago, just because we have more of a rhythm in a like set space, familiarity. We have an espresso machine in Chicago versus a mocha pot in Wisconsin. Yeah, who's someone specific you care about, and what's something you can do for them, an action to demonstrate that care and that love you have for them. I have to go squeegee my basketball court after this in the barnyard. I got a good 45 minutes in shooting hoops before the rain came, before it stormed. But now, there's particular grooves that water fills in. I gotta go squeegee it out. What's an outdoor activity that you enjoy at home? Something you lose your worries in. An outdoor activity you can just be present in and be in the moment and be there. Be there now. And you can enjoy the fresh air and nature and its sounds all around you. Next question. Of friends and family, who's the next person whose birthday is coming up? So, what's the upcoming birthday? And two parts to this question. What can you do specifically for that person? And two, overall, how do you keep track of your friends and family's birthdays? Do you rely on memory? Do you have an elaborate Google spreadsheet system? Does your significant other, your partner, tell you when things are coming up? Like, that's something I'm trying to get better at, especially as friends and family expand. It's like, I miss birthdays, not because I don't care about them, but I just don't have really like a system. I haven't taken enough time outside of myself to think about others and meaningful days for them, I suppose. It's really what it comes down to. But at least for me, I appreciate getting a text that says happy birthday. Certainly more so than like a Facebook, happy birthday. Because Facebook told everybody your birthday, you know what I mean? Yeah, birthdays. It's an interesting thing. That'd be something to explore more. Like a YouTube videos on the history of celebrating birthdays. Like, did people years and years ago in ancient times, did they celebrate birthdays, or maybe you know the answer to this? Do we make a big deal about it in since the 20th century and age of prosperity? I don't know. Will I care more about my birthday in the future than I do now? Or less than, or, It's my grandmother's 94th birthday next week. But my parents took her to the zoo yesterday in case she doesn't make it tonight, her birthday. Oh, man. That's when, when you're at that age, in your 90s, you just got to take it one day at a time. And find the beauty in each day, each moment, here, right now. Think about how amazing going to the zoo would be at 93 years old. They saw giraffes and cows and hippopotamuses It's pretty cool. It's again like that childlike wonder. It's like a bell curve of life in a way, and you have that wonder and appreciation on the ends of life. But if we can tap into that, because we know it, we've all experienced it when we were children, like tapping into that childlike wonder. So that'll be our last question for the week, is what's something over the next week that we can approach with the same wonder as we did as a child? So what's something over the next week that we can approach with a childlike sense of wonder, to draw that inspiration and imagination and passion? What's that for you? All right. Well, thanks for spending that time with us. These small steps, these simple questions, all add up in the aggregate. They'll come to a whole, and you'll be glad that you took this time. And so with that, thanks for being here. Thanks for being motivated to live more intentionally with your life and your actions, and so you can better help the people around you and the world. It's inspiring. I'm glad we're doing it. So thanks again. Be well, and we'll see you next week.